Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on our audio app as well. It's Glenn, Angel, Daphne Koo, and the Flying Dutchman. And our guest for today is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Something's not working, so she's going to be talking to us through her phone right now. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. At least you can hear me, which is wonderful.
Hey, Jerry, today we're talking about tic disorders.
Yes,
Could you
and
explain that a bit?
Yeah, we have spoken about it before. Tourette is part of the tic disorder. There are motor tics, there are vocal tics. Sometimes they cannot, and most of the time they cannot control their movement or what comes out of their mouth. But I had already spoken about Tourette earlier in the year, so I thought I wanted to bring on someone, a friend that I've seen for many, many years already. How many years? 3 years? Is this 3 years? Okay, so 3 years. I'm going to shift so this is Samuel, and Samuel has very kindly said that he's going to come on today. Very brave boy. So proud of you. I'm very so proud of you. Yes. So for those that are watching, sometimes Samuel will have vocal tics or motor tics. So don't be alarmed if you hear anything. He's going to be all natural. So
you saying all that, is that stressing him out? Is that going to make him have his vocal tics because you're saying vocal tics?
It is an experience for sure. I don't think I've done anything like this before.
It's in the radio show, is it?
Yeah, so I have no idea. I mean, like uncharted territory.
We were talking about this just now, how if you are totally focused in the moment, you don't get the tics. Is that true?
I think it's still there. It's just not as much. Yeah, I think that tends to happen when I'm doing photography. Yeah, when I'm very focused and concentrated, the tics don't act up as much.
Speaking of which, I mean, Samuel is a very good photographer and videographer whom I've worked with before. If you wanna follow him on Instagram, it's Tourette's Shoots. So, Dr. Jerry, can you tell us what exactly Tourette's is?
Tourette is a neurological disorder, so a lot of times people go to the neurologist first. But it is not just neurological, it is also psychological. There's also a lot of frustration, there is social anxiety, there is social, I think that the whole social aspect of it becomes very, very difficult. I think that's something that we worked with Samuel on, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of stigma, people that don't know. He's been scolded before publicly.
For what?
Sorry?
For what? Why did they scold you?
Oh, go ahead.
I think they just didn't understand what Tourette's was. I think back then it was quite different. I believe now the awareness is there. Yeah, but back then people just really didn't know what Tourette's was.
Yeah, but give us an example. Give us an example. Like why did they get impatient with you? What did you say? Or
yeah, so they thought I would. I was messing around. They thought I was, just being a clown. So they thought some people thought it was disrespectful. Yeah, so they told me off lah. They said, hey, you can't be this selfish. You shouldn't be doing this in public. Yeah, so that was back then. Right.
So were these like peers or older people?
I think mostly came from older people. Yeah, but I did have some encounters with peers also lah. I think those were more like they would stare and they wouldn't really understand. They wouldn't come up to me as much, but I think they would just stare and then they would ask their friends like, "Hey, what's wrong with this guy?" Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. We're speaking to Samuel, who's with Geraldine Tan this morning, right here on The Big Show TV. Let's continue to talk to them on The Big Show TV. Okay, it is 8:15.
Samuel, how long have you had Tourette's?
So officially, I was diagnosed when I was 6.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so it's been a while. Yeah.
How did you deal with this through school?
So, I think when I was when I was growing up, I think I was quite fortunate. My parents sheltered me, and they helped to explain to the schools that I went to about my condition. Yeah, so in primary and secondary school, I don't think my tics were that bad. They were considered quite mild. So I more or less could get away with, having like 1 or 2 tics. Given that my teachers already knew. Yeah, the difficulty only came around 16 when it suddenly got a lot worse, and then that's where I started encountering all the stigma, the bullying, and all the weird looks.
Right,
Wow.
which made things worse, I'm sure, right? It was.
Yeah,
It must
definitely.
have been a very difficult period in your life.
It was.
Wow. Dr. Jerry, like Samuel was saying, it wasn't so bad when he was in primary school at 6 years old and all that, and then it got worse at 16. Is that typically what happens? It starts off very, very mild and then gets worse as you get older. So will this get worse for Samuel?
So it's not the same for everybody. Yeah, so some people it dissipates over time, or they learn how to manage it. So those are milder. So some tic disorders are milder. Tourette is a little bit more different. So it accompanies them for life. So you see adults having it also. Now this increases with stress. So it's probably Samuel is a very intelligent boy. I must share that he aced everything.
Wow, nicely done.
Well done.
Right? Yeah,
Good
so
job.
he just graduated. So primary school might have been quite easy for him, and then during secondary school, everything ramped up. The number of subjects. The classes got more difficult. So increasingly your academics, your stress level, your responsibilities increase. With excitement and stress, the disorder also is exacerbated. So when Samuel is a bit more excited, oh my goodness, when he's angry, the tics is quite voluminous. Yeah, but now he's calm. He's in the zone. He's very, so I actually, you're catching him on a really good day. So you don't see much of it. You see some of it in the shoulders and some movement. But today he's really good. Yeah.
So I'm sure, Samuel, you can relate, because early on I told Angel, I told Daphne, I told FD that, one of Singapore's top MMA competitors, Amir Khan, has Tourette's. Have you heard of Amir?
Yeah, I have.
You have, and I spoke to him once, and he did say that MMA enables him to control his Tourette's. So you relate to that?
Yeah, I do. I think when I'm very focused, when I'm doing photography, it's like stepping into a different realm for me. Yeah, I think the feeling is really different, and my mind is just purely focused on creating. I'm just focused on being a photographer. I'm focused on being an artist. So, I think the worries and the anxiety, the stress, it all just kind of seeps away, and I think that's what drew me to photography so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Jerry, wait, let me start with Samuel first. Samuel, you're 23 years old.
Yes, I am.
Have you done national service?
I'm actually exempted from national service.
That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to ask.
Okay.
Whether or not you would be exempted from national service with this condition.
I did want to ask Samuel, because earlier we were talking before we came on the Big Show TV, and FD was saying how he feels sorry for people that live with certain disorders because other people react very...
I feel sorry for how they're treated.
How they're treated.
Yeah.
How would you like to be seen, or treated, or even approached? Like, what is the kind of... I don't know if I'm able to even put it in words, Explain to us.
Maybe what is a preferential reaction? Would you rather people not do anything, or would you
Or
want people
ask?
to help? Or
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I'm okay with people asking me about my condition, but I think most importantly, I really appreciate it and value it when my friends see me as just Samuel,
Just
not
you.
somebody, not Samuel with Tourette. You know?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
of
I think-
course.
Yeah, I think I've been I've been very blessed to have great friends around me, great parents, and a great support group lah. So I think they see me for me past my condition, and
Right.
I think they also appreciate what I do, my works, and yeah, when I go out with them, it doesn't feel like I'm like someone different because I have Tourette. I'm different from them, but it to me to us it's just we're just a bunch of friends. We are going out. The tics are there, but they don't seem to mind, and they are okay with it.
And they don't react to anything
and
at all.
I think
which
that
is
that is the beauty of raising awareness.
Yes.
I feel.
Yes.
Then Samuel and other people who have Tourette's, they don't have to keep on explaining.
No, of course,
themselves.
yeah.
Like at an event, right? If let's say Sam has a tic or something like that, he doesn't have to tell the person, I have Tourette's.
And almost like apologize for it. That
Correct.
this is
Yeah.
gonna
Because
happen,
now
you know?
that
Yeah.
everyone's aware of it, they know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's part and
Exactly.
parcel of
And I
of the
think it
condition.
should slowly become more common in our vocabulary.
Yeah.
So that we don't have kids not knowing what's
What
going
it
on.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that awareness
Yeah.
and being open to talk about it, because I would imagine, Samuel, that would you be offended if someone asked you?
So I used to be in
Fair enough.
secondary school. Yeah, I wanted to hide it from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, now growing up, I realized that I really appreciate the care and concern. I think if it's coming from I think if it's coming from a good place and
Yeah.
there's no malicious intent, I'm more than happy to talk about it lah.
Yeah.
And share my experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
I can just imagine if just one person goes like, "Hey, are you okay?" That's fine.
That's
But if
okay, right?
everybody throughout the
yeah.
day is going like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you
Oh,
okay?" It
yeah,
can get a
that
bit
can get-
irritating,
I
right?
bet,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I
as
think
for
that's the
anyone.
Yeah, so I think that's the beauty of branding myself as Tourette Shoots also.
It
Because,
is.
when you hire me, that's the first thing you see.
Yes.
Right? That's
Yeah.
how you go.
Love it.
Awesome.
And it's
Embrace
clear,
it.
it's out there. You don't need to do any explanations at
Yeah.
all. I love it. Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Jerry, we've been talking to Samuel, and you started off by saying this is a neurological problem, but it is also there are also psychological sides. How do you help someone with Tourette's?
So Samuel went to many different professionals. I don't know how many professionals he went to. So we had to take a very different approach with him, because all the traditional approaches, methods didn't work at all. And so Samuel is a very warm young man with a very warm personality. So we had to go the person-centered route, really focusing on him, focusing on his what what can grow him, what can develop him. Yeah, so that's him. But he tried a whole lot of other different therapies, including biofeedback, neurofeedback, TCM. Overseas, local, all around the world, different sort of medication, different sort of diets even. I think that's what he means when his parents are very, very supportive, going around the world literally to search for something that can help him to feel a little bit better, because at the peak of the Tourette, it was very, very tough. He can have the tics throughout the night.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was very exhausting as well as dangerous for him.
Is there any medication that people living with Tourette's take?
They do take some muscle relaxants,
Right.
but with all medication, there is no long-term medication, or
Yeah.
that your body gets sensitized to it.
Okay, hold on. Stand by. We're going back on air. Yeah, who are you exactly?
Yeah, and let's
Everyone's-
Come on.
give us
I don't-
FD back.
I
Come on.
have all these different people in me.
What is this character
Why-
called?
I
Are you-
have
are you-
no idea.
Are you Sergeant Schultz? Are you
Some-
Colonel Klink?
Sometimes I think I'm Sergeant
Are
Schultz,
you
to be
Adolf
honest.
Hitler?
Adolf Hitler.
No.
Wow.
No.
Heil.
9. 9.
10, 11.
Oh my god.
So where were
Okay,
we?
stop it. It's Tuesday, and that's why we have Dr. Geraldine Tan, award-winning therapist from the therapy room. room with us. And today she has a special guest. Samuel is with her. Once again, good morning, Jerry, and good morning, Samuel.
Morning.
Okay, so we've been talking about Tourette's and people living with Tourette's. I think one question that Daphne did bring up again before we came on air was, is Tourette's hereditary?
So Tourette is not hereditary. You know, there may be, everything encoded in the DNA, you can pass it down, but you can have parents without any tic disorders, but you can have Tourette. So
Gotcha.
both your parents don't have any tic disorders.
Actually, none of my family members have Tourette.
Got
Okay,
you.
all right, okay, got
Good
it.
to know.
Jerry, just one other thing. We've mentioned this before, but for those new to this and new to the Tourette's, you said it can be dangerous. A lot of people see it as just tics. How is this
It
dangerous?
can be dangerous if he has tics throughout the night. I think that's what Jerry said.
How
Yeah.
does it become dangerous?
So when I use the word dangerous, a lot of people start to fear for themselves. But actually, you will see many of them, they are very warm, loving souls, just like Samuel here. But when I say dangerous, it's because you can see the movement. So today's movement is really, really mild. He can have very big movements. So even when we have all this equipment in front of us here, I have to ask him, is it blocking his way? When he is in, or when they are having a very bad, in a very bad situation, they can bruise themselves, they can hurt by knocking themselves and cut themselves. There are countless times where Samuel has cut himself, broken his glasses.
Oh my God.
I don't know what else. Yeah, so it becomes dangerous for them, but they are not aggressive at all, and that's something I want to emphasize, because a lot of times when people look at them, they think you are going to hurt me. No, they might hurt themselves, but they'll never want to hurt you.
Right.
Of course.
I tell you what, let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. I want to ask Samuel, at which point during an attack, so to speak, would it be appropriate for us to
intervene
perhaps
almost?
intervene and help him out? All right, we'll talk about that on the Big Show TV. In the meantime, here's Henry Moody with Pick Up the Phone on Kiss 92.
Okay, Dr. Jerry. So, or Samuel, I don't know who is going to answer this question, but if you're going through a really bad episode, for
Yeah.
example, do we just
What is the
stand
best?
by and leave
Yeah.
the person alone? Do we intervene? Is there anything that we should do?
Yeah, so I think it varies based on individual. So I think it's always good to firstly ask them and check with them what's the best way you can support them if they are having like a tic attack. I mean, for me, I appreciate it. For me, I just appreciate your presence there. Like, if I'm having a tic attack, usually I like to just let it. I like to just let it right past.
Right.
I don't ask my friends to like hold me down or anything. I think holding me down actually makes
It's
it
worse.
worse.
Makes it worse.
Yeah.
So sometimes my mom will just get me a glass of water. Yeah. Sometimes my friends will just if let's say I'm in a crowded setting, my friends will just give me like a thumbs up to check if I'm okay. So I think for me, I appreciate it when it's like your subtle signs to show that I'm aware, and if there's anything that you need, I can help you.
Yeah.
You're so blessed to be surrounded by such
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
people,
Yes,
from
yes.
family
Yeah, I
and
am,
friends.
I am.
You're so
Yeah.
blessed.
And I think we are blessed to have you on the show today, thanks to Jerry, because we're learning something as well.
Absolutely.
So like you mentioned earlier on, when you're having an episode, sometimes your mom will give you a glass of water. What else can we do? Should we meet someone else out there, right? Apart from water, what else can we offer the person to comfort the person a little bit more?
Is there a specific thing, like maybe touch or
Yeah.
words of encouragement or things that is it different? Do you think it's different for everyone, or for you, is there something specific that calms you?
So I think again, it's different for everyone. I think it's the same as when somebody is very emotional. I think different people have different ways they would like to be treated lah. But for me, I think I appreciate it when people just sit down beside me. If I'm very upset, I might tell them something, and they're just there to listen lah. And I think as long as I know that you're in my corner to support me, I think that's good enough for me lah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
That's why
it's
Jerry is so
presence,
cool.
It's presence.
I've been wanting to be on Jerry's couch
Yeah,
for the
no,
longest time.
Samuel's luckier than you. He gets to sit next to Dr. Jerry.
What's up, Jerry?
See, Jerry, it hasn't
No,
stopped yet.
Jerry doesn't want to see me because conflict of
So
interest.
many years already, Glenn.
Yeah.
Many years,
Still trying.
I'm just
still
lying
trying.
down on your couch. What?
That's a, yeah,
Just want to lie down on your
She
couch.
doesn't want you there, Glenn.
Yeah.
Take a hint, man. Okay, I think we need to wrap up with Dr.
Yeah, we
Jerry
do.
because we have Neandro also waiting in the wings.
Yes.
Words
Do you,
for
want, do you have to
everyone.
wrap it up now or on air? Here? Right here. Okay.
Jerry, words for everyone today?
It's actually Samuel's words. I'm not sure if you remember what you said, but Auntie Jerry wrote it down one time.
Auntie
And
Jerry.
Leave it.
Sorry, okay.
Wow.
You don't look like auntie. Really.
Now
That's
everybody's going to start calling me Auntie Jerry. Stop it.
Call
Zhe
yourself
lah.
Auntie Jerry.
Yeah,
You
don't
can call you
yourself.
Zhe.
Just call yourself Jerry or Dr. Tan. Dr.
Anyways,
Tan.
this is what he said, I think a few years ago, and it was 5 years already since I last saw you. But he said, if you feel you are the second choice for others, maybe you are not your first choice. And I thought it was such wise words. Yeah, so that was at a point where he had gotten over a really bad hump, emotional hump, and he mentioned this. So this is for everyone, and your gift to everyone today.
Always be your own
I
first
don't
choice.
remember
We forget our words of
It
wisdom
happens,
sometimes.
right?
You know?
It happens.
Nice. Really nice though, Samuel. Thank
Hey,
you.
Samuel, give us your Instagram handle once again. Let's all follow Samuel.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
it?
so my Instagram handle is Tourette Shoots. That's TOURETTE.
Yeah. Okay,
So it's
Tourette.
Tourette shoots.
Tourette
So
shoots.
one S in between, yeah. Tourette shoots.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Samuel. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate it.
I'll drop you a text, Samuel, because I need you again in a couple of weeks.
Sure.
There
Thank
you
for having
go.
me.
And Jerry, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Yes, next week, no more audio issues.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Bye. Bye, Samuel. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.